My name is Jim Estes, and today I'm going to talk about a drill that I think is extremely important for the swing plane. So what I want you to do is, and this, by the way, is going to give you an instant understanding of exactly the feeling you want to have in the golf swing. Take a club. You can put a rod, alignment rod, in the grip, or I'm sorry, in the butt end of the golf club. Take the golf club, turn it like you're going to hold it, and then what I want you to do is take that club, put it right against your left hip, so you're holding both clubs here. Now you've got an alignment rod on the ground and a golf ball, and what I want you to do, getting into your good posture position, your weight over the arches, feel balanced. The insides of the heels are going to be about the width of your hips. Take a swing back, slow motion, and trace with that alignment rod the target line all the way up. The shaft should be parallel to your target line at the top, and then slowly coming down, trace the line. And do this in slow motion. Right into the impact position. So this is a great feedback tool, visual feedback tool for learning the proper swing plane. Go right to your impact position. I encourage you to do this drill in slow motion, and if you have 5 minutes a day, if you do this drill every day, I guarantee you're going to improve your golf swing. So again, I think you'll find this to be extremely helpful. JimEstesGolf.com if you have any questions.
It was kind of odd being the one that always fixed people and sent them back to actually be the one that came back.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised over the last 10 years how many medics I've seen. All right, so this is a good golf swing, really good. Now, one thing, this may be a cervical limitation that you have as it relates to being able to keep your spine stationary. If you're translating your spine a little to the right there, that wouldn't be preferable, but it may be not. You might not be able to keep your head in a stationary position. I don't know.
It's still pretty tight.
Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation is just a simple way of saying, let's get acutely sensitive to where your body is in space by using feedback. So if I put a door jamb right in front of you and I said rotate your left shoulder and don't move your head, that door jamb would serve as feedback so you would know if your head was moving. And then, which is pretty typical, you got a good action. Your lower body, you want to push off your trail leg, and you're locking it and you're rolling the weight to the outside, and you can see that here if we zoom in, but you want to get a little more stable in that the quadricep. See how you roll the foot a little there? Mm-hmm. So you want to activate your adductor muscle here and station that quad so that the inner thigh is tight, so that when you rotate, you're fairly stationary, weight on the instep, and then you can push off. What happens is in a golf swing, you'll see, and like I said, I don't expect you to be able to do any of this stuff yet because you don't even know what you don't know. There's 3 stages of learning. Conscious competence, and then unconscious competence is you do it perfectly and you don't even know you're doing it. But you can see how braced she is. Now watch the lateral movement. You have unconscious incompetence, but you are now getting conscious competence. That doesn't mean you can do it yet, but there you are, and you can see how she's shifting and pushing off. So she's using the ground to generate lateral and rotational movement. But as you get further along in this, you'll start to get some. Right now your lower body's not really moving. Now if I said, Andy, move your lower body, you'd lose track of where the club face is. You can't do them both. So what I want to focus on is getting the face rotating, so you start to get a sensation for, hey, what does it feel like to draw the ball or let it go right to left, which I can do in 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes, one swing. And so all you're going to do is when you come through the ball, when your club gets to about this delivery position, you're going to consciously twist on the club. So the forearms are going to rotate, knuckles are going to start to rotate toward the ground, and you're going to consciously do that. And that'll help you get the rotation. You're not far off here. You're very close. Your left wrist, as you get into the ball, we call that cupping it or scooping. The left wrist does that. That's fairly common. What you see in the better players is an arching of the wrist. So as I put that girl up here, it's won 4 times in the last 3 months. What you'll see is when we go into a little more detailed look at impact, you can see the left wrist, much different position. So when the wrist extends this way, you're going to leave it to the right. You want to arch and rotate, which is obviously something you've never done, and you now know. So watch her wrist. You can see it stays flat, and now she's starting to rotate it. So that's a big deal, you know, working on that. And you don't have to go to the range to do that. You can just practice that movement, you know. So there you go.